My name is Kemar Stuart, and I'm here to discuss Barbados' international financial economy. In taking a look at the international financial economy of Barbados, the country is in the beginning stages of a trend in a foreign exchange slide in the Barbados economy. It is advised that government should move early to avoid the Barbados economy sliding any further to the point of devaluation of the Barbados dollar, which at current economic underperformance can occur in under 2 years. The challenge facing Barbados is a shortage of foreign exchange earnings, a widening current account deficit, increases in foreign debt levels, and the expensive production cost to export goods and services to outside countries as compared to other competitors across the globe and the region. It is estimated that by June 2023, government may have to consider making exports more competitive by changing its currency peg from 2 to 1 US dollars, which would make export costs cheaper, investment cheaper. However, this move will astronomically increase the cost of using foreign exchange to import goods and will result in serious shortages and price increases all across the Barbados economy. The chart shows Barbados's foreign exchange. The orange bar indicates Barbados's foreign exchange expenses as compared to Barbados's foreign exchange income for the period of 2013 to 2020. The continued mentioning of reserves at 2.7 billion should not be a total comfort in a small open economy where a foreign exchange constraint continues to be a chronic pain in the public finances of Barbados. Having high reserves is important. However, borrowing reserves in an attempt to pay down foreign exchange bills does not cure Barbados' problem, but makes it worse, if not supported by a policy to cut the deficit between foreign exchange expenses and foreign exchange income. The main causes of foreign exchange depletion is the widening gap between foreign exchange earnings and foreign exchange spending. As between January to June 2021, which is not listed in the chart, Barbados earned $1.4 billion while spending $2.04 billion. Fuel imports and imports from merchants using $1.3 billion of the earnings. Barbados, as of June 2021, recorded a widening current account deficit of $632 million in just 6 months, the largest in Barbados economic history for the period of January to June. The highest current account deficit, as of recent that is, was in 2014, clocking in at $894 million, as we can see on the chart, having been measured in 1 year. What is alarming is that the foreign exchange deficit has exponentially increased in the space of 6 months to that of yearly levels, as we can see within the chart. This chart indicates Barbados' historical foreign exchange deficits for the period of January to June. As we can see, Barbados traditionally kept their foreign exchange deficits between the period of January to June 2013 at $366 million, which is the highest deficit we have ever run, before clocking in at $632 million for 6 months between January 2021 and June 2021. This is unheard of in Barbados' economic history, and a massive increase in Barbados' foreign exchange deficit for the period January 2021 to June 2021 is of some concern. For the period in 2020, The deficit increased from $151 million in 2020 to $632 million in 2021. This indicates clearly a dependency on travel receipts, and the loss in travel earnings resulted in a massive drop in foreign earnings, therefore causing the gap to widen. This chart indicates the travel receipts. Travel receipts are down to an all-time low of $224 million. When compared to last year's performance, which was $833 million in January to June last year, this is a complete difference. An economic policy to direct funds available from foreign direct investment for local sector and industrial development is needed. However, there is no incentive to do so in the current climate, given the lockdowns, curfews, vaccine uncertainty, low access to funding, rising operation costs, and low revenue streams. Therefore, excessive borrowing will continue to drive up inflationary pressure in Barbados, as government will seek to extract revenues from an already existing and shrunken tax base. This chart indicates the debt owed to international financial institutions such as the IMF, IADB, and the World Bank. We can clearly see that government has exponentially increased its debt owed to these institutions within a short space of time. If economic conditions continue, the government is expected to record a similar size deficit of $632 million at year end. The options available will be to use the reserves to plug this US $310 million deficit, or borrow additional funds from international financial institutions, which will push this further up in the air. The strategy used from government has been a joint approach to using reserves as financed by the IMF and borrowing from the development banks to finance the deficit. But it is clear that if travel does not return to Barbados in the coming months, another round of international debt financing will be required. Currently, the total amount borrowed from these international institutions between the period of June 2020, which is here on the chart, to June 2021 is $852 million in the space of 1 year. To expand on the complexity of the problem Barbados faces, foreign debt service is set to increase starting year end, added to additional requirements for foreign finance. With Barbados signing on to the Biden tax plan, which will increase the international corporate tax rate to 15%, strain will be placed on the international business sector. If businesses migrate in droves similarly to when Canada extended its exempt surplus arrangement from Barbados to other countries, foreign exchange revenues will continue to plummet, causing a deeper shortage of foreign exchange available in the Barbados economy. These factors have potential to bring severe and irreparable damage to the Barbados economy. Therefore, I am urging government to implement the appropriate steps to stem the further slide of the Barbados economy. Thank you very much. My name is Kemar Stuart.